the reality on the ground is. When were you called
Yeah.
into service, and how long has it been since you were paid?
All right. Good morning to your cherished listeners, and good morning to Daniel across the country. Indeed, yesterday we called for a press conference to share a matter that is threatening our livelihood, our livelihood as individuals. And why do we say so? We are a group of graduate teachers from the various universities of Ghana that offers education, and our colleagues from the various training colleges that were employed into the Ghana Education Service, that have been working for our brothers from the College of Education have been working for 13 months, then September inclusive. Then those of us from the university have been working for 9 months, this month inclusive, without salaries. And we called the press conference because we've done everything in our power to engage our employers, that is the Ghana Education Service, and then the Ministry of Education, several times, on several occasions, to get the issue solved. I mean, there are instances the Honorable Minister of Education was in the August House of Parliament promising that our issue will be solved very soon. But yet we've had nothing. And so we made the appeal to Ghanaians across the country and to the President, the Vice President, and the Chief of Staff to come to our aid, because we are honestly going through it. We are going through it.
Wow. And how many, do you know how many teachers are affected by this situation?
From the university graduates, we are in the region of 2,629 to be exact. And then our brothers from the College of Education are around 3,000 thereabouts. And so let's say we are talking about 6,000 teachers.
Wow, that's a lot. And have you all been posted to your duty stations?
Yeah. Apparently, the funny thing is, I can guarantee that 99% of us we didn't get our home region. We're posted to different parts of the countries where we don't know anybody there, and we have to secure loans to start everything. And for us to work for 9 to 13 months without salary, it's not easy. Me, myself, personally, I'm from the Ashanti region, but I was posted to the Volta region. And I've been at post from January till now. I'm in a single task. As a matter of fact, we've been working continuously for almost 6 months. Continuously for almost 6 months. I go to work every single day. As I'm speaking to you now, the moment I hang up, I am going for invigilation on empty stomach.
Wow. I mean, this is a very disturbing thing to say, but beyond that, what other personal sacrifices would you say you or some of your comrades have made in this, or compatriots rather, have made in this period?
The sacrifices that we made are huge. I mean, being a member of being one of the conveners, I am at the receiving end. I talk to my colleagues a lot. And the kind of struggle that they go through. In fact, I wouldn't want to exaggerate, but some people have lost their lives directly or indirectly through this. Directly or indirectly through this issue. A colleague of us fainted, I think last month, around in the eastern region. For some reasons, I wouldn't mention the school, but he fainted. He was working on empty stomach. If you don't go to school, your headmaster will carry you. But we are not being paid. And our teacher union, the third part is our teacher union. We've written to them. We've gone to their meetings. We've spoken to them. In fact, they are with us in our various schools. But they are doing nothing about it. We've written to... Who have we written to? Who have we been written to? The Minister of Education. We've met him more than 3 times. It's always assurance. But the whole issue is that the Minister of Education is telling us that he has done his part, administratively everything possible to make sure that our salary is being paid, and that the problem lies with the Minister of Finance. So we don't know why we are being made to go through all these hardships, because The government is enjoying the goodwill of Ghanaians, and the government is working. People what is going on. Stress-free, no stress-free stress policy is being paid. Sanitary pads were daily distributed to children, and all these are huge amounts of money that we are talking about. But teachers are not being paid, and so we don't know what we have done to be in this situation. In fact, it is getting worse. It is getting worse.
Now, your group has threatened a demonstration on September 23.
Exactly.
What steps have you taken to? What has brought you to this point?
Well, we are currently in talks with Ghana Police Service to make sure that we don't do anything that goes against the laws of the country. And so that is the proposed date. So we are waiting to hear from the Ghana Police Service. But the point of the matter is that this is not going to be the usual demonstration that we do, and then they will take our petition, they'll tell us to go home and wait, and then months' time we wouldn't get our salary. In fact, how we are going to convert ourselves in Accra is going to be difficult. So most of us are going to take loans that is going to bring us from our various houses to Accra. And so if by the end of this month we are not being paid and we have to resort to demonstrations. In fact, if we hit the principal street of Accra, we are not leaving until we get our salaries. That is the extent we are going to go. Because to work for 13 months and 9 months without salary, it is, are we hell? It is too much. So that is, so we are pleading with the president. That's why the press conference was made. If the president hasn't heard, please, he should come to our aid, because if we come out, we have to get our salary before we go.
But how many have you made any efforts to speak to the Ministry of Finance?
Yeah, we've made several efforts. We've written to the Ministry of Finance several times. We didn't get any reply. In fact, along our struggles, National Security got in touch with us and said they are trying to look things and make sure that we get our salary paid, because the treatment is inhumane. And so they set up a meeting between the Minister of Finance and then the Minister of Education to help us get our issues. So, but the outcome of the meeting was nothing to write home about. It was the same, let's wait and do this and do that. But if you've been working for 13 months, I'm not sure someone will tell you to wait for you to, because I'm not sure we can be patient again. We've been patient enough. Although we've done everything possible to get the Minister of Finance, and we've not. Although it goes without saying that the demonstration is not something we really want to do, I think, but that is possibly the only thing we can do now. And so for us to stop the demonstration, it's only for the Minister of Finance to come out and give us a day that we're going to get our salary. Else, we will hit the principal street of Accra. We are coming from across the country, and when we come, we are not leaving until we get our salaries. Frankly, that's what we're going to do.
Mm. I mean, it's an ultimatum which has been drawn or born out of your very grave situation. But I'm wondering, if you come out and demonstrate on the 23rd and somehow your demands aren't met after the protest, what will be your next course of action?
That's why I said we are not going to do the usual demonstration that we will come today and leave tomorrow. We've written to the Minister of Finance, we've given them our stand. We've written to the Minister of Education, we've given them our stand. And so if we come to Accra, and I've told you that when we are coming, we are going to get loans that is going to carry us from our various houses to Accra. We don't have money to go back. And so we are going to sleep at the premises of the Minister of Finance, the Minister of Education, wherever. We are going to be there until we get our salary, because we cannot afford to come and go back again.
In the meantime, you would be away from your posts.
We are still at school. That's what I said.
But if you came out on the 23rd and it takes you another 1 week or 2 weeks, I mean, are you willing to picket that long?
we are willing to put it up to even 1 month if that is what it takes for us to get our situation solved.
And your members are all on board?
We are all on board. We are all on board. In fact, the only reason why we haven't been able to do the demonstration earlier is that we are struggling to raise the funds to converge ourselves. As I've told you, as I'm speaking to you now, I can't pay my utility. I'm talking to you. I'm outside. I'm doing a hide and seek with my landlady. For 2 months, I have not been able to pay my light bill. For 2 solid months now, I've not been able to pay my light bill.
How is that impacting? How is that impacting on your ability to teach the learners?
It's impacting hugely on my ability. In fact, I mean, I'm even burnt out. I can't sleep properly because I'm owing a lot. I'm owing a lot. You can't you hide into your room because you can't pay your electricity bill. I spoke to my landlady. I explained the things to her. But the fact of the matter is, she doesn't care. She's taking the money from the government. The government don't care whether you are being paid or not. Once you are using the light, you have to pay. And so I think I'm still talking to her. I think the best case scenario is for them to disconnect my light as I'm speaking to you now. I told you about a colleague that fainted in school in the Eastern region. For some reason, I won't mention the school. The things are. I don't know if when you came for the press conference, one of our colleagues showed his debt list that is amount to 21,000 and over. Is that how the youth of Ghana, is that how we are supposed to live? As a youth of this country that have been well duly educated to teach? Are we not Ghanaians? It's quite sad. The treatment we are going through is quite sad, and it's not easy. And the sad part is when you don't go to school, the headmaster will also query you because administratively you need to make sure you are in school. And if you don't go to school, you are late or something, you write a query letter to you to tell you that you're not doing your work well. But it's not our fault. We are really going through it. We are really, really going through it. One of our colleagues lost a parent because he couldn't provide for medication for the dad, and the dad died. Why? Because he's employed by the government, and the government is not paying him. So what we are going through, we are being subjected to inhumane treatment. In fact, this is inhumane.
Very, very difficult plight indeed, Mr. Anochi, and we thank you for sharing your situation with us, and we hope that the powers that be would have heard, and that something is done about your current plight and that of the over 6,000 teachers.
Thank you, but I would plead with you that if you get the chance tomorrow to meet the president, you would kindly ask the question on our behalf. Maybe the president hasn't heard. Maybe the president hasn't heard, because I'm not sure this is what the president wants to subject teachers to.
We shall do our very best. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you for watching. Like, comment, share, and subscribe.